What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Mr. Soul Living Man 50 to the 4. I hope everybody out there is doing good and great and amazing and all of that good stuff. So, happy Wednesday, man. Hump day. It's almost the weekend. It's almost the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. It is almost the weekend. So, whatever you're doing out there, make sure you are hanging on, baby, so we can go ahead and move forward and get this thing rolling, baby. Let's see. But yeah, so today we're talking about staying locked in. Yeah, man. So today we are talking about just staying locked in, staying focused on what it is that you're doing, what it is that you're seeing, whatever it is that you have in your spirit right now that you are working on. Continue to do that, continue to work on that, continue to have that resiliency. If you're kind of like at the end of your rope, so to speak, and you're like you don't want to look down. The only thing you can do is look up. Do that. Look up, man. Like, really and truly. I went and worked out this morning. To me, that's successful, and staying focused, staying motivated on that, staying on that grind. And I could easily be like, it's the end of the year, and this is coming up, and blah, but just stay focused, man. Stay focused and stay committed, no matter what. Seriously. What did they say? Big things, big things popping, little things stopping. We're balling on these suckers because losing's not an option. For real. Nah, but seriously though, we have to keep moving. We have to keep grinding. We have to keep pushing whatever it is that you're doing. We're gonna go out. We're going to steal success. Seriously, we are gonna steal success. We in our Robin Hood season. We're about to rob from society and give to ourselves. Seriously. And I'm not talking about committing a crime. I'm talking about doing something great for yourself. So this is your Robin Hood season. This is where you go out, grow out, and become something just enthusiastically amazing. Seriously, this is really and truly real. Hey, what's going on, folks? Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And don't come in here with anything crazy. You will be blocked. But anyway, so yeah. Cool. Thank you for being a subscriber. So yeah, and everybody over there, don't forget to subscribe to yours truly. So yeah. So we are talking about staying locked in, staying focused, because even going into a even going even going into like a brand new year, um even going into like a brand new year, you want to go into that year with like some kind of momentum. Like, seriously, you want to go into that year with some kind. You don't want to just be like everybody else. Like, January comes, everybody's excited, and then it's like new year, new me. And people are like, cool, I'm going to get in shape, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. They get the gym membership, they do all of these things, they talk about it, but they don't be about it. That's the thing. So it's like they talk about all of these miraculous things, and then it's like nothing happens. Like, really and truly, like nothing happens. Maybe for a few people, because we're still, some of us are still going through this metamorphosis process. A lot of us, some of us are still growing in this kind of known unknown, because there's a lot of stuff. I'm at, I'm at the gym, I'm on the treadmill, and I look up at the big screen, and when I see the big screen, I see the news, and it's files, and this is going on, and that's going on, and this rapper, I don't care about any of that stuff. I don't. Those people are going to do what they're going to do anyway. So for you, right? What is that? Yeah. So, for you, it is about your resilience, your tenacity. You're doing while everybody else is like I've done the Thanksgiving and I've done all of that stuff. Like really and truly. Like I've really and truly done all of that stuff. Like for real. And the important thing for me is because as you're moving forward, as you're continuing to put in your work, you're coming to the big reveal. This is for, and this message isn't for everyone. This is just for people who are tired of the same old, tired of doing the same old things, tired of the same old mundane in your life. So you're 10 toes down, making a decision to be like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do something greater. I'm going to go ahead and do something better. So this is really and truly about you and your elevation. This is really and truly, this is really and truly about your elevation. So whether you want to be in, give me some thumbs up, ladies and gentlemen. Please don't come in here with anything crazy. You will be blocked. Don't forget to subscribe. So this is really and truly about, this is really and truly about your elevation. This is really and truly, let's see, and bam, there we go. Block game beyond strong. But anyway, so yeah, so this is really and truly about your elevation. You coming to that coronation, in your life, and you don't, I know some of us are perfectionists. You don't have to know everything. At this point in time, the important thing is that you're continuing to, the important thing is that you're continuing to put in the work. That is point blank period the most important thing. That's very important, and that's very vital to you yourself and your purpose moving forward. Like really truly. For me, the holidays are going to be there. I was just, thankful enough I was just able to see my family recently, so I got that out of the way. So, now I'll see them again soon, but I know that within my, I know I have bigger things to do, and I have to keep moving, man. I have to keep moving. I am from I guess I'm from the United States, and I'm from down south. So yeah. But I just have bigger goals out here, man. And I've just been through too many of those pitfalls. It's like there's this one guy I see on social media, and he interviews like these millionaires and these really successful people. Like seriously. Oh, okay. Hey, shout out to India. So he interviews these successful people, and he doesn't take no for an answer. So these next few weeks, whatever, the moving forward in your life, this is you not taking no for an answer. Whatever it is you're calling in, whatever it is that you're working on, whatever it is that you're manifesting, you're not, this is you, this is your time, your season, yeah, this is you not taking no for an answer. Like really and truly seriously. I feel like I'm talking to I feel like I'm talking to a future CEO. I feel like I'm talking to future speakers, future entrepreneurs. I'm talking to a lot of people who may have had self-esteem issues, people who were, I don't know, people you might have been on the top for a while, and then something happened and you found yourself, whatever, whatever, whatever. So, but on this day and moving forward, you have what's this? Yeah, so on this day and moving forward, you are just staying locked. You're staying locked in because a lot beforehand you were in situations where you looked at yourself as like, wow, everybody else is getting, everybody else around me is getting all of this praise and they're getting this and they're looks like they're winning. And I'm telling you, man, having things is cool, but you don't know how those people are maintaining behind the scenes. It looks nice when somebody has a house and two cars and all of that stuff. You're like, oh wow, balling. But you just sit, man, listen, you never know, you never quite know what's going on behind closed doors. You really and truly you never quite know what's going on before you start envying other people and like I don't want what other people have. I just want I don't want to even I just want my own pie. Seriously. Because I know there's enough out here for everybody. That's what I look at, but on your I know you have to be somewhat focused and selfish at times and all of that good stuff, because what you're doing is amounting to something bigger and greater and just more amazing than what you could have ever possibly thought of. Because I'm getting that, I'm really and truly I'm getting that it's like really and truly I'm getting that it's now or never kind of a thing. You know what I mean? It's like it's so easy to just like get on social media, scroll and scroll and scroll for hours. Just having stuff take up your time and your whatever. It's so easy to get into that. To get into that groove, man. But hey, how are you, ma'am? Top of the morning to you. Yeah, it's so easy to get into that. It's so easy to get into that groove of social media and see all of these things and these people. And I'm like, well, I like what this guy said. He said that, why am I watching like these major sports things or these celebrities or whatever? Why am I cheering for them? Um, why am I cheering for them and they're living their dreams and I'm still at the point where I'm trying to get I'm trying to get to the points where I'm just out there putting myself out there and I'm trying to live mine. So I'm taking all of that energy back and putting it into me. Like seriously, what time is it? Okay. Yeah, but for real though, that's what it is, man. But important thing we're talking about staying locked in. We're talking about staying focused. We're talking about doing something we're talking about doing something along the lines of the day that's going to help you be more purposeful and move forward and do something amazing, in your life. Something that is right. Something that is definitely that is going to help to shape the change because I don't want my next few years to look like this year and the years before, past because it was just it's been crazy since the pandemic or the plan whatever you want to call it. It's been just it's really been crazy. You know, people who were working from home or people who stopped working and were getting money or whatever what they were doing and all of a sudden you have to go back to this office with this toxic stuff and this toxic behavior and people you hate, and people who don't like you. So that's really it's something, man. It's really it's for people if especially if you're a free spirit and you're meant to if you're a free spirit, you have a high aptitude for like something spiritual, anything spiritual. It's hard to be a sardine in a can with the rest of the fish. It really and truly is when you're meant to be swimming. When you're really and truly meant to be swimming out here in the ocean, and you're just meant to be free. That sometimes that's a that's a tough pill to swallow. But I get it. Money and blah blah blah. I understand. But in the meantime, we have to do what we have to do. I get that. I solidarily get that. But hey, how are you? So I really and truly get that, man. But I would be doing myself a disservice, and you would be doing yourself a disservice if you said, "Oh, okay, cool. This is it. This is my life, and there's not going to be anything else beyond this." You know what I mean? Like for real. Because if you have to be your advocate, if you got to be your mouthpiece, if you have to be that for yourself in this time and this season, then damn it, you go ahead and do what it is that you have to do. Seriously. If you have to be the one that's gonna speak up for your resilience, your dreams, your whatever it is that you're trying to do, and don't forget to subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever it is that you are trying to do, people are gonna say what they're gonna say. Who cares about those losers? Like seriously, like I could care less, man. A lot of people are in situations. Well, some people are in situations that they got themselves into, and now they're miserable, and they see you. They always see something in you. I saw a video of a young lady, and she was talking about what was she saying? She was saying like seeing the light, like seeing the somebody looking at you. She was saying like this guy told, her, oh, you have your something about your eyes, and she said, what about? She says it's like something about your eyes. You have this light in your eyes. That's somebody who has purpose. That is somebody who has resilience. That's somebody who has a soul, who has that soul that you know what I'm trying to say. That's somebody who that's just somebody who is just powerful. Very, very, very powerful. Somebody who's unique. Somebody who just doesn't, somebody who's round or circle and people try to fit you in these square or triangle shapes or whatever it is. And that's just not the thing. Well, yeah, sometimes, we got to play the game. That is what that is. Business is business is going to be business. And that's what that is. But important thing for you, I'm saying is stay locked in. You're going to not just thank me, but you're gonna thank yourself. You're doing this. You're doing this for you. Sometimes you go looking for answers, and that's cool. But a lot of times everything that you need is right around you, right inside of you. Stuff comes out. Stuff comes out at the not just the right time, but at the righteous times, like really and truly. When it's like, oh, when is it? When is it going to be my turn? Like your turn could be now, today. Stuff starts to unfold. Stuff starts to, you're going through one of the most craziest, trying times in your life. Is like one thing after the other, after the other. But then you get this revelation of like, oh, okay, so even though I don't know, even though it feels like the town is burning down, I still have to stay focused and poised and positioned in, all of these amazing and all of these miraculous things. And it's like somebody else said, it's not that when things change and when things take shape in your life and you're really and truly living your dreams. It's not that you're not gonna have issues that are gonna come up. Of course, that's just life. Whatever that is. But you look at it and you're like, it's for you because you can handle it. That's the important thing. It's yours because you're with that person or you're in that situation. And I know sometimes it may suck. I get it. But you're in these situations because you can more than anything you can handle it. Yeah, so it's like you're in these situations because more than anything you can handle it. And thank you to the haters and the trolls out there that just anyway. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, man. So, I know I would be doing myself a disservice and whatever, if I just didn't put any time or whatever, especially if you have a little free time, life comes in ebbs and flows and shifts and all of these different things. So whatever is going on in your life, you use that time wisely because it's like so, we're in seasons of purpose and things like sneaking up on you and you're elevating and you're like, oh, I'm not ready yet. So don't be that person. Don't be that individual like, oh, I'm not ready. Yeah, you gotta be ready, man. You gotta be ready. It's like all that stuff that you have been through in the past, that helps you, that helps you in the now, and that helps you that really and truly helps you moving forward, really and truly. So that's why we are talking about stay locked in, no matter what. Like stay what they do said, lock 'em up, lock 'em up. Trey Taylor, crew tractor. Oh my goodness. So that was so funny. Oh man. But anyway, but yeah, stay focused. Your purpose is really and truly in the now. That's why you see things, that's why you see things happening. It's like you see things happen. You're going to be more than okay. Just keep doing what it is. I implore you, keep doing what it is that you're doing in your purpose, in your divine walk, whatever it is you want to call it. You just, keep praying, keep manifest. You keep doing that. Like keep bending, reality. Your new reality is gonna bend to your will. You're going to be very much so. You're gonna be very much so greatly taken care of. And that is, and that is what that is. Like really and truly. But I see somebody in a section, man. I just see somebody in a section with bottles and some maybe some kind of a club or a restaurant. It's very exclusive. I see someone with like a section with bottles, and you see people with the little sparklies, and this is a sign for you moving forward. This is a sign for your celebration. So this is a time. This is a time for you to celebrate your wins. This is a time for the I. Seriously, what did it say? There's no I in team. Kobe said there's an M-E in that. So this is your time to shine. One thing after the other, after the other, after the other. While everybody else is out here clueless and panicking, you're like calm and cool, and they're like, "Hey, where is I know where's John, where's Marcus, where's Melissa?" They're locked in, they're focused. They know, they see they know they see what's coming. They're spiritually connected. They're not out here conning people. They're not conning themselves. They are keeping a lot of it to themselves, and they underline have this smile. And people say, oh man, it's just something about you that's different now. It's just I can't quite put my finger on it, but it's just I don't know, man. It's something, you just look at them like, you know, and so you're steadily getting the phone calls, making the connections, doing what it is that you have to do. Times of purpose, you staying locked in. You talk to yourself out of absurd what is it? You're tired of being obscure. You're tired of being like down here, so you're elevating. I need to stretch this. I should have did that at the gym, but it's okay. So you're tired of being like, down here, and you're ready to be up. You're ready to be up there. It's time for your story to be heard. Seriously, your story matters. Everything that you've been through matters. It all matters. You have the heart and the courage. So start putting stuff together. Start putting it together, reaching out, doing what it is that you have to do. Major breakthroughs, major news, coming through. People are going to want to hear from you. Your name, everything is going to start to elevate, skyrocket. They're going to want to know who you are, what you have. So it's time for you to continue to. It's time for you to continue to put in the work. You know, a lot of people may be a little allergic to that, but if you do those 8 hours and 12 hours, whatever it is you do, you know, if you can do it for them, you can do it for yourself. Seriously, you got a brand new playbook. You got a brand new offense and defense. Stellar. It's time for you to go. It's you're in the season now where you're moving forward to win. You have been purposed here to win championships. You're that kind of thoroughbred. Not calling you a horse. You know what I'm trying to say, but you've got that major horsepower under your engine. You know what I mean? Like, say what you want about the old good old US of A, but there's nothing like American muscle, man. I'm telling you, man. Nothing like it. But anyway, you are so turbocharged, in this time. You're going to be very surprised when you're reaching out the yeses that you get, the yeses that you get. It's like people are like, oh, I would have never, I would have never thought of that. But this is your time. This is your season. This is your now. This time is for you. Oh my goodness, but people thought your well was dry, but you are now living in that time of the overflow. You are really and truly now living in the time of overflow. So keep doing, like I said, keep doing what it is that you're doing. Stay focused. Keep manifesting. Keep praying. Keep moving forward. Like a man who was once here said, keep hope alive. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, remember, stay locked in, stay committed. That's the important thing. I know little things happen, whatever, get a little attention, and it's back to it. So, all right, y'all, don't forget to subscribe whenever it is that you see this. Yeah, but as always, ladies and gentlemen, as always, I'm out. Peace.